Welcome back to From the Page of Wrestling 85, the winter 1985 issue. This one doesn't feel like a light read. It feels like a magazine that's trying to capture a moment where wrestling is changing in real time. The tone is heavier, the writing leans more serious, and right from the opening feature, A Slaughter's Choice, his title or the flag, you can feel that shift. This isn't framed like a simple championship chase. It's presented like a moral conflict, like something bigger than the ring. Sergeant Slaughter is positioned as a man being pulled in two directions, where holding a title might mean something, but representing something greater carries a different kind of weight. The language around it makes it feel almost like a responsibility, not just an opportunity, and the magazine leans into that hard. You're not just watching a wrestler, you're being asked to consider what he stands for. Then the issue pivots sharply into something much more grounded, almost uncomfortable, with 108 stitches in Steve Williams' eye. This is where the illusion of wrestling as spectacle fades, and you're reminded of the physical cost. Dr. Death Steve Williams is written as someone who doesn't stop, doesn't hesitate, doesn't even consider sort of stepping back. The stitches aren't treated like a dramatic exaggeration. They're treated like a detail, just part of what happened, part of what you deal with, and that tone matters. It reinforces that this world is not clean, it's not controlled, not safe. It's violent, it's punishing, and the expectation is that you endure it. That mentality, sew me up and send me back out, that becomes a defining piece of how this era is portrayed. From there, the magazine shifts into one of its strongest storytelling pieces, how Tully Blanchard won his war of nerves with Magnum Ta. And this is where you really see how these magazines separated themselves from just match recaps. This isn't about who hit what move. This is about control, about pressure, about knowing exactly when to push and when to pull back. Tully isn't just portrayed as a competitor, he's portrayed as someone who understands the game at a different level. The article builds the idea that Magnum didn't just lose physically. He was worn down mentally before the match ever reached its peak. And that kind of storytelling pulls you deeper in, because now you're not just watching action, you're analyzing behavior. Then you get a tonal shift again with the private side Hulk Hogan, and this is where the magazine carefully walks a line. Hogan is the biggest star in wrestling at this point, and the article doesn't try to tear that down, but it also doesn't just celebrate it blindly. It tries to humanize it. You get glimpses of the pressure, the expectations, the constant visibility. There's an understanding that Hulkamania isn't just a character, it's something that has to be maintained, protected, carried. And the writing reflects that. It's controlled, it's respectful, but it also quietly acknowledges that being on top comes with a cost. Then comes head-to-head Kerry Von Erich versus Kevin Von Erich. And this is one of those features that really defines this era of magazine writing. It invites the reader to think, to compare, to engage. It breaks things down in a way that makes you consider style, instinct, physical ability, even intangible factors. And because it's the Von Erichs, there's an added layer of intrigue. It's not just two wrestlers, it's two brothers, two legacies, two different approaches. The magazine doesn't force a conclusion, it builds a conversation, and that's what makes it work. Interview 85. Ric Flair feels exactly like it should feel. Controlled, confident, deliberate. Flair doesn't come across like someone chasing anything. He comes across like someone who already has it. The tone of the interview reinforces his position without needing to exaggerate it. He speaks like a champion, and the magazine lets that voice carry. There's a rhythm to it, a presence, and it reminds you why he's at the top of the industry at this moment. And then you move into Rick Steamboat, the Year of the Dragon, and this is where the future starts to take shape. The article leans into discipline, focus, evolution. It presents Steamboat as someone who is refining himself, not reinventing himself. There's a quiet intensity to it, a sense that he's building towards something bigger. And what makes this piece stand out is how it also acknowledges the obstacles, the system, the positioning, the reality that opportunity doesn't always match ability. That tension gives the article weight. And then you hit the letter section, and everything changes again because now you're hearing from the fans directly, and it's not filtered, it's not softened, it's raw. It's opinionated and sometimes it's uncomfortable. Fans defending David Schultz, criticizing media figures, pushing back against the direction of wrestling. There's emotion in those letters. There's investment. You can feel how real this all is to the people, reading it at the time, and it adds another layer to everything else in the magazine. The Newsline section continues that momentum, and it reads like a rapid-fire snapshot of the entire wrestling world. Hogan crossing into mainstream attention. Tournament results where rule breakers collide. Title changes happening across territories. International updates with names like Antonio Inoki. Industry recognition for the magazine itself. It's dense, it's packed, and it reminds you how wide this world really is. Wrestling isn't one place, it's everywhere at once. And then there are the ads, and this is where the experience becomes something more than just reading. The back issue mail order pages promising you missed stories, full color pinups, entire collections waiting to be built if you just send in your order. The subscription offers bundling multiple magazines together, turning fandom into something you collect, something you build over time. The promotional pages telling you what's coming next, what you should be looking forward to, what you need to own. It's constant and it's intentional. The magazine isn't just informing you, it's pulling you deeper into the ecosystem. And somewhere in the middle of all that, flipping between features and ads and letters and news, you realize what makes this issue work. It's not trying to be one thing, it's trying to be everything at once. The physical side, the mental side, the business side, the fan side, all layered together. That's what makes it feel complete. And if you're enjoying going back through these, seeing how all of this was presented at the time, how the stories were told, how the culture was built page by page, take a second, hit like, subscribe, and stay with this series because every issue adds another piece to the bigger picture. By the end of this one, what stays with you isn't just one feature or one name. It's the balance, the seriousness, the intensity, the sense that this world matters to the people inside it and the people reading about it. Wrestling 85 doesn't rush you. It pulls you in, holds you there, and lets you sit with it. See you next time. Farewell from the Empire State.